Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, another episode of 94 Free Podcast. Your boy Big Zeke in the building. I'm here with my brother Dre.
What's good, everybody? Glad to be back here with my brothers talking basketball.
I'm also here with my other enthusiastic brother, Kesey.
What's good, good people? It's a pleasure to be in the building with my brother Dre
Wow. That's how we start the show off. That's fine with me.
and my other brother to the side of me.
I don't think that's necessary. I mean, I do have a name, sir. But that's fine. You don't have to use it. It's
There's
okay.
only three of us here.
That's fine. Like I said, you don't have to use it. Everybody knows I'm right next to you, except for the people who are listening on the podcast, not seeing. But hey, that's
But
neither here nor
anybody, but
there.
anybody who's been listening to us
That's
knows it's
neither
three of us.
here
And if
nor
I mention
there.
one by name
what-
and then I say my other
so
brother
then what
to the
about the
left
new
of me,
people? So what about the new people? They just in the dark?
no, anybody who's listening knows three of us.
I'm saying though, this is new people. They don't know that. They knew. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
So
Anyways,
let's move on to the injury report.
I'm just saying it's cool. You know, injury report. No significant injuries.
None
None.
whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
You sure about that?
Do you know something I don't? Woj. No, if you know something I don't, please inform us. All right, cool. Anyways, we're gonna move around to the shoot around topic. In-season tournament. The first round is about to end on Tuesday. What do you guys think so far? Like, have your opinions changed about the in-season tournament?
In-season tournament for me was always a cash grab. So, I mean, I think the game would have been fine without it. But again, to be able to go to Vegas for a weekend, to be able to watch your favorite stars, and the championship is in 2 weeks.
Mhm.
So 2 weeks from today is the championship. Players are starting to take it seriously because I think what it does is it motivates, it pushes, and it also gives you, it still goes into your win-loss record. So I've been to a couple of the Bucks games on a Tuesday and a Friday, and they've been really competitive games, really good games. I think the league can do without it. And at the end of the day, the championship cup, I think, will be treated a lot like the All-Star Cup or All-Star game, where it's just a personalized accolade. It won't matter. No one's going to look back and say, oh, my God, the Milwaukee Bucks won the in-season championship cup. No one cares. This is a league about rings and championships. So that championship cup, cool, great. I like it, but I can do without it. That's just me.
Kesey?
You said what again?
Wow.
The championship tournament.
I'm gonna get on his nerves well today.
I see.
Hey.
You're not. I'm perfectly
It's
fine.
payback. But you are quite fond of it. First round has been a little bit of shocking to me. You know, to see the Lakers are 4-0 with the Bucks 4-0. Is they 3-0?
3-0.
3-0.
Last games are this coming up Tuesday for the first round.
Denver's out of it.
I didn't understand how teams that I thought would be at the top are not at the top in the in-season tournament. So I guess the long haul of the season shall determine a lot. This is just a short term.
Has your opinion changed about the in-season tournament though? Oh, you was building up to that. My fault. Go ahead.
So what I was going to say was I wasn't a fan of it at first, but now I'm kind of a little bit on board with it because it kind of making the games a little more interesting to start the season.
Is that only because the Lakers are in first place?
No, it's because the Bucks are
Just
3-0.
kidding, I'm just kidding. Well, the Lakers are 4-0, so the Lakers are in first in their division for in-season tournament in their group.
And the Bucks
And
and
the
somebody else too, though.
New Orleans, the
Well,
Bucks,
let me-
Orlando.
Well, let me go over this real quick. Like for the Eastern Conference, so like I said before, we have games coming up on Tuesday. So like Indiana's already in it, but let me talk about these eliminated teams. You got Toronto, Chicago, Washington, and you got Detroit. So like as far as like East B, which is the Milwaukee one, I think they play on Tuesday. The Knicks play on Tuesday. Miami plays on Tuesday. Charlotte plays on Tuesday, but they're 1-2, so they can only come out as 2-2. And then,
So really, the Bucks are going to clinch.
they're going to
regardless. The Bucks
Yeah.
are going to clinch. They haven't yet, but they're going to clinch.
But
The Lakers have clinched.
Yeah, but the the Western Conference
So
is a
when you
little bit
say
more
clinch,
competitive.
what if they clinch the first round?
They're in it.
They're in.
They're going to compete for the championship cup.
Vegas.
No. So
They're-
it's the quarterfinals. It's the quarterfinals.
It says here clinched in season tournament group.
Yeah, they clinch their group, and then they have a quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And then they have a semifinals, and they have a championship.
Yeah, and that's
So-
all in Vegas.
No, the
Right?
only thing is in Vegas is the championship.
Okay. Well,
So-
that's interesting because that means this week and next week, we're playing quarterfinals, is what you're saying? Because
on
think
the
about it.
4th and the 5th.
Okay. December 7th and 8th, 9th is championship weekend
For who?
for in-season tournament. It's in Vegas on the 7th, 8th, and 9th. That's in 2 weeks. So
it's just this night. It's just
is it just the 9th? So there's nothing. Well, it's how the NBA does. It's NBA weekend, and I only know that because I'm always in Vegas. But it's NBA weekend, December 7th through the 9th, and the championship game is on the 9th. I mean, I still think it's too confusing for a casual fan, right? Like if, in the floors, I think you all saw up close and personal the other day. Floors are hideous. The Bucks look like the most basketball floor of them all, but I mean,
I didn't like the Bucks floor. I still don't, but it is what it is.
shout out to the Lakers, who are probably going to win the in-season tournament.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with the NCAA tournament. I think that the NCAA tournament has there's hype at the beginning of the season, and usually these first 4 or 6 weeks, you kind of pick and find stories, stuff happens, you talk about it. But I think this in-season tournament has given up a lot, give us a little bit more motive. I mean, money is always a motive for the players, but for us fans, I think it's getting a little hype, and it's interesting. You can see players getting hyped up about it. So I thought this very interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was very interesting.
And to clarify, the quarterfinals are December 4th and 5th. The semifinals are the 7th in Vegas, and the championship is the 9th in Vegas. So there'll be 2 semifinal games in Vegas on December 7th, and the championship on Saturday, December 9th in Vegas.
Oh, you're right, because the Final Four go.
Yeah. Final 3. No, you're right. Final 4. You're
Well, why
right.
would
You're
it be
right.
Final
You're right.
3?
And then the quarterfinals are the 4th and 5th, as you mentioned. So it'll be interesting, man. The Bucks tend to do good and stuff like this, but I don't want that championship cup. I don't want that consolation prize.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like with the Eastern Conference they'll do good, but it'll be very interesting to see how they'll pan out, because they'll end up playing like Boston or Philadelphia. I think Indiana, which they did beat us. So it'll be interesting. But the teams like Indiana, who I don't see,
They're 4-0.
yeah, I know, but I'm saying for them to go 4-0 now, but like, do you see them actually making the playoffs?
Let me tell you something.
Making the NCAA tournament.
Let me tell you something, man. Tyrese Halliburton is having a freaking incredible year. And folks better stop sleeping on the Pacers. I'm not saying that they're going to go and win a championship, but the Indiana Pacers, the Sacramento Kings, these sleeper teams that we always sleep on,
Mhm.
because they know that they may or may not have a true championship pathway, they are taking this in-season tournament seriously. So I don't think it's a given, but I think LeBron shines and stuff like this. Just think about his all-star games. Think about, everything. Now, granted, the Pacers are only 6th in regular seating, but, they're beating the teams in their conferences. So time will tell. But again, the in-season tourney, I mean, it's great because it'll be the first, but I'm here for titles. So, Bucks, if you win it, don't get complacent.
Do you? Well, I'll say this. Like you mentioned, Indiana. Are you
Remember
looking
say-
at that team?
Remember you say it's championship or bust. Does that count?
Was championship? No.
The Bucks, nah.
No, it does
This
not.
is looking like a bust.
That don't count.
No. And the fact that if they win the championship, in tournament championship, and then lose the NBA finals, the season was still horrible.
You think so?
Yes.
But that's a victory.
Victory for who? For them? It ain't a. That's not even a victory.
They
for
won the
city.
first. They won the first NBA in-season tournament.
That's not even a victory for the city. That's a victory for them specifically because they getting paid.
I think it's a victory for the city because you'll be able to say you're the first, right? Because here's the thing. It's not going anywhere, right? Like the All-Star, it's not going nowhere as long as Adam Silver's in charge and it generates. Because Vegas tickets are sold out
Okay, let me ask you
already.
a question.
Let me just tell you, put that out there.
You brought up something very interesting. You said it's not going nowhere.
No.
So you think this is going to be going on forever?
Oh, absolutely.
I do not. I do not. I think this is going to go on until they find a team to put in Vegas.
Well, that's happening. I mean, as soon as LeBron retires, him and Shaq will put their money together and get a team.
Yeah, but I'm saying like until that has happened, I don't think this is going to continue.
I disagree because you think about it generates money. And for rookie, here's why. For rookies who don't make no money to be able to get $500,000 bonus for winning, what? Do you know what that does to a rookie's check?
500,000.
The winners, I believe they said each player gets 500,000. Not the split. Each player.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Let's
That's a lot of money.
Let's fact check. NBA got it.
I mean, that's the thing. Like the players who aren't. I think Dame made a good point. He was like, for the players who aren't, here on a 10-day contract, or they're here just for a short time, they're here for a good time, not a long time. They can 500,000. I'm gonna start playing my butt off. I'm gonna start doing what I need to do to not only stay on this team, but just to get this money. And that's what they do. They have to play to get this money. Like Dre talking about these rookies. You talking about guys who didn't get picked up in the first round or who weren't a lottery pick.
Mm-hmm.
So they getting that 500,000 is going to help them out tremendously. Now is Uncle Sam
let me say
you
this.
over the head? Yes, he is.
Players on the losing team in the quarterfinals receive $50,000. Players, and think about it, that's for their charity too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Players on a team that loses in the semifinals get $100,000. Players on the team that loses in the championship get $200,000. Players on a team that win the championship, they get $500,000 apiece. Now, that might be a lot of money, but if you are a scrub like Green on the Bucks who doesn't pass the ball, who just likes to shoot,
that's what you're there for.
But that $500K for him, that's a big deal because there's only some players making $2 million.
I mean, it's probably gonna be like $250 at the Uncle Sam.
Yeah, but still, that's $250 for bouncing a ball for one additional day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a win-win for me. This isn't going anywhere. The players will get behind it because it's a cash grab. And don't forget, the NBA players love Las Vegas. Let us not act like they don't.
I don't think it's going to continue.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Real quick, I want to say this. Well, the Bucks did win, but I want to give a shout out because we're near the mid-season point, and I want to give a shout out to the teams that nobody expected to be doing it right. Is it what?
It's on the agenda.
Is it? Oh, I didn't see that, man.
I know you
Relax, man. Send your agendas 10 minutes before the show.
Well, if you just take a quick
9
look at
minutes.
them, if you take a quick look at them, they'll be there.
I mean, I can't
whether
stop
it's
my
10 or
worship.
15.
You
can't stop your what?
I can't stop being in church to look at your late emails. Ladies and gentlemen,
anyway,
we have to do that at least once a day.
So the rookies are struggling. Scoot Henderson has been assigned to the G League for conditioning because he just came back from ankle injury. Conditioning. I'll call Cap. First of all, I'll call Cap. He's averaging 8.8 a game, 2.2 rebounds, 4.6 assists. He's shooting 36% from the field goal range, and then he's shooting 9.5 from 3-point range. What are your thoughts on this? Is this just a guy trying to get, he's trying to get, acclimated to the NBA, or is this a bust?
Didn't he come off an injury?
He's hurt. Yeah, he's going. That's why they sent him to G League for conditioning.
Give him time to get
Did
conditioned.
you see my statistics that I just said?
I did. So what?
What do you mean? So what?
I mean,
He's shooting 9% from 3-point range. He's shooting 36% from the field.
stop shooting from the 3-point line.
From the field, he's shooting 36%.
I've seen worse. So here's the thing: the pressure to play in the NBA
Is he a bust? Or
I
is
don't
it
think he's a
acclimated?
bust.
Bust.
I think you got to give him a
But
little
if
bit
you're
of
coming
time.
off an injury and
You
they
got to give
send
him a
him,
little bit of time, man.
and they sending them to the G League, that's a different story compared to you playing and then get sent
I
to the
think
G
it's a
League.
combination.
No,
Two
what's
things can be
Jimmy
true.
Butler's partner's playing in the G League right
Two-
now.
So
Two
what?
things
So
can be
then,
true.
so then,
Yeah,
that-
how you gonna ask us a question and not
So-
let us respond and then
You
disagree?
know,
with it?
you're right. You know what? You're right.
Jesus.
Number one is part of the show.
so
Number two,
so what about when
I'm
Chris?
not gonna say y'all
So what about when
wrong.
Chris
I'm gonna give
Middleton
you
got
an opinion.
assigned to the G League?
He was clearly coming off a major injury.
So what?
He-
Injury's injury.
He sprained his ankle.
Oh, come on, man. You're being too judgmental right now.
How you don't know how bad it is? Some ankle sprains are just as bad as a break or worse.
Are you telling me, looking at his stats, this is just, hey, we need you to get, this is just conditioning, or is this, a bust? Because to be honest with you, I was looking at school like, this is going to be your rookie of the year.
Oh no! Did you see Victor Wembanyama?
This is before Victor Wingspan. I'm saying off top, well, let's go to the first three draft picks. Wingspan, Scoop, I think his name is Miller.
I think you're talking about Giddey,
Who?
dude in OKC that's in a little bit of trouble right now.
No, he was a rookie last year. I'm talking about,
Really?
yeah.
Oh.
Scoop, I just told you who they were. Wingspan, Scoop, and Brandon Miller.
Well, if you thought Scoop was going to be Rookie of the Year over Victor, that's just your own bad judgment because no one thought that. Okay, everybody knew that Victor would be coming in killing it.
Right, you know that. Stop it.
When we talked about it, I said he was going to be good. You're the only one of this.
No, you said you was like, well, give some time.
You do,
I
man.
was like, what about this?
And the kid is balling out. And the kid
Balling
is
out
balling
hard.
out.
Balling out is hard. I think he's getting used to things. I think he's using his wingspan. I think he's blocking shots because he's 7'10". He should be blocking shots and doing all the stuff he's doing.
Speaking of which, I don't see it on your thing, but since it's related,
Is it related?
what do you think about?
Is it related?
Yeah, what do you think about? And we'll go back to your topic. What do you think about San Antonio's coach? His name.
Greg Popovich?
What do you think about Popovich asking the crowd not to boo Kawhi Leonard at the Spurs?
I wonder if his ride could just quit.
But it's related though, because we're talking about Victor Wingspan.
So I'll let it ride. My thing is about to be honest with you, when I first seen it, I was like, this is kind of corny. Because it was real, it was giving high school teacher, hey guys, show them some respect. Show them some respect here, guys.
Why is it corny?
Because he an opposing team. You boo people like that.
We did win championships there, right?
What they got to do with anything? You think we're not gonna boo LeBron? You think we're not
Should
gonna boo?
respect.
You think we're not gonna boo Ray Allen when he come to town?
They didn't boo LeBron when he went to Cleveland.
This time.
Like, don't sit here and tell me not to boo somebody.
And why you think they didn't boo him? Because what? He did what?
Brought the city a championship.
Okay then. So
So
why
they-
wouldn't they do the same thing for Kawhi?
Because he left,
He bought them a championship though, right?
but he left.
He bought them
He
two
played
championships.
he played a major role in their
I'm sorry,
championships.
let's cut the crap here. Number one, they already had 2 championships before he got there. Number two,
So what?
That last one they probably could have won without him.
What?
I'm saying that.
You tripping?
I'm saying
You
Here we
better
go.
put some respect on Kawhi, Dave.
what I'm saying is this: don't tell me not to boo somebody when they're on a supposing team. That's part of the game. I didn't think his feelings was hurt because they was booing him.
I guess I'm gonna say this: for a coach, Greg Popovich, as tough as he is, he has a lot. Greg Popovich to be on the opposing team for me is too buddy.
I think he
Like going to
If you-
hug LeBron in the locker room when they won the title. Like, bro, you don't have to do that. Your team just lost. And to tell, and here's my thing, bless you. And to tell, and to and to tell people that pay their money, their hard-earned money, not to boo to me is foul. Like, I paid my money. I can see if I'm yelling vulgar stuff like they do in that racist town of Boston, right? I can see if we're doing that. But if I'm just booing him to distract him from free throws,
Texas could be a little rowdy too.
they absolutely can.
I mean, every
I-
fan,
they
I think
absolutely
every fan base
can.
can.
But to boo him, to distract him, I didn't think was nothing wrong with it. And Pop, sit down, man. I get it. You're the godfather of the Spurs. It's your town. You're very opinionated, and I appreciate your opinion, especially on politics at times. But you don't tell people that's paying their money that they stop booing. That's classless. Like, what?
That is for someone who has won you championships. That's classless.
It is not.
I don't think it's classless.
If it was
I think it's emotional, but I don't think it's classless.
Just say like, let's just say. I'm trying to think of another player.
Drew Holiday. What? Drew Holiday.
No, I'm just saying that went there and then won the championship and came
Drew
back.
Holiday's
Drew
a good example.
Drew Holiday's going to come back here and play.
They're not going to boo him.
We're not going to boo him.
They're not going to
We're
boo
not
him.
gonna boo him. We're not
They're
I'm not.
You know what's?
I'm not.
Because
Hey,
he
you
was
know
a
what?
fan favorite
You know
here.
what? Hey, you know
He
what's funny?
was.
Hey, check this out.
But he
It's
didn't
different.
ask for a trade.
It don't
It's
matter.
different.
It's what
it's
the
different.
Bucks wanted to
I'm
do
gonna tell
with
you why
him.
it's different. I'm gonna tell you why it's different. I'm gonna tell you why it's different.
Okay.
Because
That's a total different category.
it's a different segment. James Harden. James Harden, when he
Goes to Philly, he getting booed. When
He
he
getting
goes to
booed.
Brooklyn, he getting booed.
he getting
should.
booed. Ben
He should.
Simmons, when he goes to Philly, he's getting booed.
When he goes to Houston, he's getting booed.
yeah, he's getting booed. Why? Because he asked to leave out of these places. Kawhi Leonard asked to leave out of San Antonio.
But
Boo that man.
But he already
Boo
won
that man.
championships.
Boo that man.
But he also left stubbornly. He left, refusing to play, refusing to come in games, and he kind of badmouth Pop on his way out. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with it.
Did you hear it come out of his mouth?
Bro, he did press conferences, and he was literally indirectly blaming Pop for his injury for trying to play him too much. This is what Kawhi said. This is after Zaza Pachulia stepped on his ankle. But anyway, yeah, I brought it up again. But anyway,
Can't help yourself.
Pop, let it go, man. Let these fans who pay their money. But you do have to recognize this man did bring your city a championship. You don't have to be too hard on him.
You do. I mean, I'm sure fans recognized it. I mean, like you said before, they're not saying obscenities to him. They're just booing him. That's part of the game.
So back to your question about Scoot. I think it's a disappointment considering he was a top draft pick, but I don't think you could throw him the towel on him just yet. You got to give him a chance to develop. You got to give him a chance to get his mental right. You got to give him a chance to get his conditioning down packed. That's what the G League is for. Now, granted, he's not playing like Victor. He's not playing like Chet Holmgren. He's not playing like Thompson, nor Jordan Hawkins. So he's not even in the top 10 caliber of rookies right now. I would say if he goes this season and he doesn't step it up in the second half of the season, then you can have conversations on is he a bust, because all the players that came after him are all doing better.
I'm calling him now. Bust.
Anthony Edwards bust or bust?
What do you mean Anthony Edwards bust?
Anthony Edwards from
You talking about
Anthony Bennett. I'm sorry. Anthony Bennett bust or
no,
worse?
No. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if I don't see you being a star in this league. I see you being a role player.
That makes him a bust because he's a role player?
When you're top 5,
There's a lot of top 5 rookies that sucked.
and what happened? They're called bust.
Was Darko Milicic a bust?
Yeah.
Was Porzingis a bust?
Yeah.
Porzingis is dominating. What are you talking about? He's
I'm
helping.
sorry, talk about. Are you sure you want to go down this road?
Bro, he's giving Boston a near double-double.
Now, what year is this for him?
But it doesn't matter.
What year is this for him?
So
Is he the start of that team? He's not even the start of that team. He's the third option.
So here's the thing.
He's the third option.
Here's why I disagree with you. To me, if you have a long career, you can't be a bust. If you've had a long career, no, you can't.
Because look, if the expectations are here,
Okay.
and you don't meet those expectations, bust. Bust. Giannis can't be a bust.
Well,
Giannis can't be a bust.
Giannis can't be a bust because he also wasn't a top 5 draft pick.
Exactly. That's my point.
Giannis was a breakout star like Draymond Green, like Tom Brady, if we're going sports, like NFL, like Aaron Rodgers, right? These were all players that had it and they grew into that greatness.
Yeah, that's what
So that's not a fair assessment. You can't say they're not a buzz when they weren't top 5.
Exactly. My point is, if there's an expectation when you're a top 5 pick, When you're a top 5 pick, there's an expectation. If
I
you
don't
do not
think
meet
there
the
is.
expectations, then you're a bust.
I don't
Top
think
10.
I don't think there's an
Top what?
expectation.
Top 10.
No.
Top 10 got high expectations.
No.
I
If-
disagree. I think top 3 has high
Top
expectations. I think 4 and 5, depending on the year, is like, and we'll take best available. Because the last great draft, in my opinion, was 03. That was the last great draft.
Okay.
There hasn't been any, let's be honest. Outside of the first 3, you're like, who is this? Who is that? Because if you look at the NBA ladder right now, the number 3 rookie right now is barely averaging 11 points a game. But he is averaging a double-double. The number 3 pick is averaging 13 points a game.
So here's
The
my
number
thing.
5 is averaging 8 points a game. So to call these players a bust, we are way too hard on people. Give them a chance to grow and develop.
Here's my thing. Check this out. Just check this out, Andre. We got top. You said
Uh-oh.
03.
You full name me. Yeah.
Oh, my fault.
You good? I don't care.
So we got top 5. Just your 03.
Go ahead.
LeBron, Darko, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh,
Dwayne Wade.
Top 5. Out of the 4, they're superstar. I don't know what the hell happened to Darko.
Out of those 4,
I'm
5,
sorry, out of those 5, 4
3
superstars.
of them are superstars.
4 of those are superstars.
3 of them are superstars.
Who's not?
Malachek, obviously, and Chris Bosh.
He's not a superstar?
No, he's not.
Wow.
Chris
No,
Bosh
he's not.
isn't? He
No.
was.
Wow.
He
2.5
was.
men.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
2.5 men in Miami.
Here you go. Here you go.
I'm not.
Was he the forgotten player on those Miami
Is
Heat?
was he the fuck?
Was he the see?
the
See, you're about to contradict yourself.
Was
You
he
know
the
why you about
forgotten
to-
superstar? Yes, he was the forgotten superstar.
So the Miami years, does that make him a
So,
bust
okay.
because he wait a minute, does that make him a bust because he wasn't the Chris Bosh in Toronto?
Before he got there, he was 20 and 10.
Does it make him a bust because he wasn't the star in Toronto when he got with Miami?
He was the star in Miami. I mean, Toronto.
Listen to the
I'm
question.
listening.
Does it make Bosh a bust because he wasn't
No,
the star in Miami that he was in Toronto?
no.
Okay, so then why is it that my man from Boston, Porzingis, is a bust because he wasn't killing his rookie year?
He wasn't killing his rookie year. He was killing his rookie year.
So then why is he a bust?
Hold on.
Because he was injured?
Are you going to be finished?
I'm going to let you finish, but your argument doesn't make sense.
Well,
Because if that's the case, I'm just doing what you did to me earlier. If that's the case, Grant Hill's a bust.
Graham's not a bust.
Okay, then
he's not a
it's
Hall
the
of Fame
same
player.
situation.
He's
Okay.
not a Hall of Fame
So
player.
I got some.
No, let him finish.
I got
'cause
I got a couple situations. Think about this then.
All right.
When TJ Ford was drafted by the Bucks,
He'll be here next week, by the way.
In the city?
He is. I will be. Never mind.
did he have high? did he have high expectations?
I don't think so. He's
Yeah, he did.
No, he wasn't. He was like
He was a
number
top.
11.
He was a top pick.
He was number 8.
He was a top 10.
So, he's
So
outside
so
top
then I
5.
say a top 10. They had was Kirk Heinrich.
He had an okay
High-
career.
Was he had high expectations for?
He
him?
sure did.
What draft pick was he?
He was 7.
To the Bulls, right?
Yep.
Okay, so y'all man, hold on a second. Time out. You said top 10, right? I said top 5. You said top 3. All these people you're naming are outside those top 5. So yeah, I don't have high expectations for them. Heinrich, he had a good career in Kansas.
TJ Ford, we didn't have high expectations for him to come
no,
out.
he was the point guard for the future. But he wasn't like, I'm going to take this team to another level.
That's-
I never looked at him like that.
That's how we
Are you
looked at him.
kidding me?
Are
That's
you
how the
serious?
city
Looked
looked
at
at
That's
him.
how everybody looked at
he
him.
was a high draft pick.
Shout out to TJ Ford,
Miami took Dwayne Wade at number 6. Was he high expectation?
number 5.
Yeah, 5.
Mhm.
Yes, top 5.
No, because you know what? Let's be honest. And I remember me and Kesey talked about this the night before the draft, and I said D Wade's going 5.
Mhm.
Kesey said D Wade is not going that high. Coming out of college, other than the Final Four,
He couldn't shoot.
there was not a lot of hype on Dwayne Wade.
It wasn't until the Final Four. It wasn't until the NCAA tournament, and then the D
But I
Wade
told
thing
you how
was
good
he can't
Wade
shoot.
was,
Like,
though.
I
D.
knew
Wade,
that. I had Marquette. I always went to the games.
like D Wade couldn't shoot, so it's like, well, he's good, but he can't shoot.
But I
So
knew
it
he
wasn't
but
like-
I knew he was different because he was freakish. If you went to a game and you seen him play, he had NBA athletic ability.
Yeah,
So you knew everything else would fall in line once he got there.
but my thing is, if you're a top 5 pick there's an expectation, and if you don't meet the expectation, you're a bust. Like so going back to what you were saying, talking about all these people like Porzingis fan. You brought up Porzingis. Porzingis' first year, he was killing it, running the city. Then after that, injury, traded him. He went to Washington. It did.
Andrew Bogut, number
I think
one.
he went somewhere else. That's a bust.
That's a bust?
That's a bust. So my thing about that
That's
is
a bust?
That's a bust.
But he's a world champion.
The only reason
He won a title with Golden
I know
State.
he won a
and
gun
he
guy.
helped.
So,
He was a critical
No, he
piece.
the only reason his career in Milwaukee changed was because of that freakishly accident when he fell.
That's a personal problem. I'm
That's
just telling what it is.
Bro, you are hard on people.
We just talked about this 2 weeks ago about Hall of Fame. One of the people we talked about was Grant Hill.
Not a Hall of Famer.
And why is Grant Hill not a Hall of Famer?
Because he was injury prone. Well, what does that have to do with being a bust? Those are two different things. There's a lot of great role
they both
players.
equal out to not great basketball
Is
players,
Robert
but
Horry
good
a bust?
basketball.
Is Robert Horry a bust?
He was never a top 5 pick.
Okay.
Give me a top 5 pick.
Okay, Z. Okay.
Andrew Bogut is a good example.
Darren Williams,
What number?
3.
Darren Williams. I don't want to say a bust.
He went 3. Chris Paul went 4.
Okay, I can see why.
Raymond Felton went 5.
That's a bust.
What?
That's a bust.
Charlie Villanueva went 6.
That's a bust. You don't have to go over his stats. That's a bust.
Bust. Anthony Bennett, Greg Oden, Sam Bowie, Kwame Brown.
Those are
busts.
Those are horrific busts.
Jason Williams.
Those are
from Duke,
horrific busts.
A bust. Even though his injury killed him.
Christian Laettner a bust?
Christian Laettner wasn't a bust. Christian Laettner, I think,
bust.
He wasn't a bust. He was okay.
Okay.
He was a bust.
Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
2004 season. Think about this draft class. That was Dwight Howard, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Emeka Okafor, number 2.
Bust.
Whatever happened to him?
Bust.
Remember he dropped his jersey because he didn't want to play for Philly?
No.
Remember at the press conference he got drafted and he held up his jersey and just dropped it at the end of the press conference. Like,
something like that. Bust.
Because he knew he was going to be traded.
Yeah, whatever happened to him?
Ben Gordon.
Bust. Who?
Ben Gordon was not a bust.
Bust due to injuries. But it's still bust.
Sean Livingston.
Champion.
Bust.
Champion with a great shot.
Bust. He resurrected his career.
Devin Harris.
Bust. And you know what's funny?
He was 5. Devin Harris was number 5.
That was a bad draft class.
Went to Dallas.
He went to Dallas, won the championship.
That was
when
not a bad
when they
draft
beat
class.
Dwayne Wade.
So here's my.
He was their point guard then.
So let me ask you a question.
What makes Devin Harris a bust?
Devin Harris is a bust. No All-Star games. No.
Yeah, he did.
How many All-Star? You said Devin who?
Devin Harris.
That played from Wisconsin.
From Wisconsin.
Yes.
Bust. Journeyman. Is he not?
How was he a journeyman?
Is he not a journeyman?
At the end of his career?
No, I'm talking about throughout his career.
No, he played.
Every team he was with, he got traded.
After he started getting injuries in like year 10.
Bust.
Before that, Dallas was not letting him go.
Bust.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know.
Devin Harris does not have a
He
championship, by the way.
I get it. He's from the city. I get it. He's from the city.
Devin Harris has...
Take away your personal feelings for these people. Bust.
All right, future NBA players, if you're listening, if you come out top 5, you better be putting up 30 and 10. Otherwise, Zeke is going to dog you in the barbershop.
I'm not saying you got to put in 30 and 10. I'm not even saying that you have to be. I'm saying you have to be somewhat. I even say you got to be a superstar. I'm saying you have to be somewhat of an all-star caliber player. Y'all name all these people that ain't did nothing.
Andre Iguodala was drafted number 9.
I said top 5. And y'all was just going in on me too. I said Iggy, at least Hall of Fame. No,
He's a role player.
No.
Hey, listen, if you giving Iggy the Hall of Fame, but you're calling some of these people bust, I question your basketball.
I don't know why.
I definitely do. Michael Beasley.
It's a sad bust, but it's bust.
So back to your question.
OJ Mayo.
And again, sad, but a bust.
Russell Westbrook.
Well, obviously, it's not a bust.
But he's at the end of his career. He's not doing anything.
And now he's a journeyman because he getting
I'm just
traded
saying
from
what you
team to team.
said.
You're right. I say his whole career, not him going to NBA Finals, All-Star, All NBA team. Like the list goes on with Russell. Now, is it into his career is looking like booty? Yes, it's looking like dumpster fire. Throw it in the garbage.
Kevin
But
Love,
Kevin Love, of course not.
No.
Denari Gallinari,
Who?
Denali Gallinari. He
Bust.
was just playing with
I know, bust.
So let's bring it back home. Scoot, it's too soon to give that man a bust title.
Bust.
Let him play out the season and let's see how he rebounds from his injury.
I
Bust.
don't think you really know what a NBA career
Is
consists of.
Zion a bust?
Close, but not yet.
Zion is out here playing
John Wall.
ball.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Why? He hasn't done anything more than half these people we named.
But that's my God.
He hasn't done anything. Why is that hard?
That's a tough one.
Oh my God. Devin Harris had a better career than him, if that's the technicality of it.
Did he though?
Yeah.
Half the players we named had a better career than him.
Here's my thing about this. Here's my thing. Devin, who you said Devin Harris?
Yeah.
Devin Harris has been on how many teams?
A lot. In fact, they made a statement that he could get a real estate license because he owned a home in every
single
time
one.
where he played. I think he had to play for the Bucks at one point too, didn't he?
He had the bus for like a minute.
Yeah.
So my thing about that is I'm calling these people bust and stuff like that. And this sounds a little harsh, but I'm taking away my personal feelings. I just feel like if you're a top 5 player, you should have some type of career we can stand on. Something like, oh, okay, he did this, this, and this. You talking about Andrew Bogut? Andrew Bogut was the number
So
one.
what does your
receiver.
career stats have to be for you not to be a bust?
Chris Bosh said he's not a bust. I'll say Chris Bosh is not a bust. Before he came to Miami, 2010, I forgot what draft pick he was, but he was the man in Toronto. Was he by himself? Yes, he was. But I feel like if you are a person, or if you're that guy on that team, then you're not a bust. Like him going to Miami was just him getting up with other superstars. He was a superstar in his own right. Kevin Love was a superstar in his own right before he came to Cleveland.
Is Monte Ellis a bust?
Close. So, but you can't sit here and tell me like all these guys deserve the title of and busts. When you put bust with a player, you think, oh, he's the number 1 draft pick and you averaging 5 points a game. But to me, the criteria should be widened because we widen it for everything else. Like the Hall of Fame in itself, we don't know what the criteria is for Hall of Fame. But all these people who are in the Hall of Fame and who not in the Hall of Fame, like, why is this person there? Why is this person there? Like, why isn't this person holding the title for bust?
That's because you're judging Hall of Fame off of NBA alone and not everything else.
I'm judging it. Yeah, you're right. I'm judging it off what you did in the NBA. I'm not judging it. And then on top of that, we can throw a little world play in there, but I don't care what you did in the Olympics.
So, Kesey, to his question, is Scoot Henderson a bust or not?
It's too early to determine that.
Okay.
Zeke, and you're calling him a bust.
Bust. Capital B. I won't say capital B. I'll say bust. Just say bust. And okay, let me ask you a question. So, and then we're gonna dead the topic. But let's say Scoot Henderson, he turned this 8 into 12. He's go from 12, 5 boards a game, maybe 3 assists. He turned the 36 to 46. He's turned the 9.5 and the 30. Is he not a bust?
If this continues over 2 seasons, then yes.
No,
because
I'm saying he's up in all his stats.
I will call him a bust after year 2, simply because you were drafted because they thought you could change a franchise. You were drafted to be the franchise player. So if you go in year 2 like that, then you have to start saying, Scoot, I don't know that you are the man or can get this done. Then you can start having the bust conversations. But at 14 games in, that's harsh.
Blake Griffin.
I don't think Blake was a bust because
Blake was a bust either.
Blake changed the franchise. He made Duncan relevant again. He made the All-Star game relevant again. And he was a killer. They just couldn't win a title. He was a killer.
So yeah, I'm not calling everybody bust, but some of these people you bring up
I
bust.
mean, you have more busting when you go back and listen. You're like, dang, I called him a bust.
Kenya Martin.
A
Close.
good role player.
Close.
Close to a bust.
He was drafted pretty high. People were dubbing him the next LeBron James.
He was
No,
number one.
People were dubbing
Kenyon-
Kenyon Martin.
No, they were not. Because Kenya Martin was never a big time scorer.
LeBron James was
hold up.
12.
Hold up. No, he wasn't. Wait, Kenyon Martin?
He's on the Gill show.
Yeah, I'm thinking of someone else. I'm sorry.
I'm like, Kenyon Martin was 12.
You're right. You're right. The one.
I mean,
player,
LeBron was 12 when Kenyon
You're
Martin
right.
was in the league.
I confuse the player. I'll let you know the player I'm talking
Kenya
about.
Martin came 2000. LeBron came 2003.
Mhm.
Because he played with him and his daddy. I mean, his son. But Kenyon Martin was on his way out.
Yeah.
Kinda.
No, he was drafted 2000.
I want to say
Elton
no.
Brand.
I want to say no because he's been to
I
like
got some bigger names for you. Elton Brand.
close.
I'm sorry. They were calling Tyson Chandler the next LeBron James.
No,
No, they were.
Yes, they were
He got
because
drafted
the
before
movie
LeBron.
he came in after LeBron. Tyson Chandler came in after
Tyson Chandler.
Tyson Chandler.
Who
The
the said
movie Coach Carter, there's a player in there called Ty Crane that they changed the name, but the character of the player that they held as the next LeBron James was based on Tyson Chandler.
Tyson Chandler was 7 foot. How?
I don't know. People call
Where did you hear that from?
people call it Jordan the next. People call LeBron the next Jordan.
Where did you hear
What's
that
your
from?
point?
Tyson Chandler plays center.
It don't matter.
how
You
can
can still be held the next great player. I don't think it's in terms of, the next LeBron, you're going to play small forward or power forward.
Tyson Chandler was probably in the league before LeBron.
He wasn't.
Look it up.
I just told y'all.
What year he was drafted?
Move us on, man. Move us on.
What year he was drafted?
Let's find the draft here.
I know. I don't know. Is this Tyson Chandler was maybe a top 5? Was he a top 5
We
pick?
about to find out.
Elton Brand. Bust or not?
Bust.
He was number one,
I
1999.
know.
Michael Oliver Candy.
Bust.
Okay, I stand corrected again. It's not Ty Chandler. Oh my God. Chandler was in 01. Chandler was in 01. Not LeBron was 03. But it's Chandler a bust.
Yeah.
Bro, he was one of the most dominant power forwards of that era, centers of that era. Zeke, come on, man.
I'm not.
You are hard on people.
I'm not going to do this with you.
What? That's the same draft class as Paul Gasol. Same draft class. Well, Kwame Brown went number 1, thanks to Michael.
Who else you got, Geezy? So we can, before we move on.
That is not Ty.
You want to go to the Jordan class?
Sam Bowie's a bus.
Besides,
Hakeem Olajuwon.
No.
obviously.
Go.
No, that's not.
Charles Barkley.
Go.
No.
Go to his position.
Otis Thorpe.
He was
Close.
good.
Close.
No, you crazy. He was killing with the Rockets.
He was killing in Houston, his school. He wasn't killing with the Rockets. He was a role player.
Sam Perkins.
Sam Perkins.
Big man.
Ooh, you know what's
Supersonics.
Left-handed.
I know. You know what's funny about Sam Perkins?
Perk was a baller.
I feel like him
Be careful.
him and Thorpe, their play declined when they went to the NBA because they were playing roles.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say they are bust. I want to say they're very
So then
close.
why can't you say that about players now? That their roles
Because-
changed when they came to the league?
Because their expectations are high.
Do you think their expectation wasn't high them coming in?
Yes and no.
Just to clarify,
you were playing with greater players.
here you go. Fun fact. In the movie Coach Carter, Ty Crane is based off of Tyson Chandler.
That doesn't take away from you being a bust.
I'm just saying, people were calling him the next LeBron James in the movie.
Find that article. Find that article comparing him to LeBron James.
They were calling him the next LeBron James
wild.
based on their high school play. Tyson Chandler in high school was a killer.
And Tyson Chandler was in the league before LeBron.
Exactly.
How?
I don't know. But remember, even when LeBron was in high school, players after him, he was better than players that were older than him. In 9th grade, people were calling LeBron the next big thing. It doesn't, just because I'm older than you, does that mean I'm not the next whatever? Why are you looking at me? I didn't say it.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. I didn't say it. Shoot, I'm just
Let's
giving to you what they said.
Let's just move on.
So, Scoop, you said he's a buzz.
I said buzz.
Kesey says too soon. I say too soon, man. Lighten up on people,
I got
man.
one more class for you, and I'm done.
All right.
Seriously.
We need to change the topic of this.
I will.
Bust or no,
Allen
bust or not.
Huh?
Allen Iverson.
Don't ask me obvious questions.
Marcus Camby.
Marcus
Bust.
can be bust. I like Marcus
Bust.
Camby. I like you, man.
Sharif Abdul-Rahim.
Bust.
Injury.
Bust.
Can't call him a bust. Injury.
Bust.
Injury.
Stephon
Bust.
Marbury.
Great role player. Good role player.
No. You know what? Not a bust.
Why?
He
What did he
left
do?
the NBA.
What did he do that
He
was so
left
great?
the NBA. Before
He was traded everywhere.
he left the NBA though.
But what did he do that makes him so great from all the other players that you call a bust?
From him
Besides the handles.
the handles, him averaging 20 and 10 in the with
20
New
and
York,
10 win.
with Minnesota.
You made that up. That man ain't never averaged no double-double.
Wow, you really
Look it up.
He never averaged no 20.
He ain't averaged
he had no 20
he
and
ain't
10.
averaged no double-double. He would have been in every
Hey.
MVP conversation. He has never been in an MVP conversation.
Stephon Marbury.
You said Stephon Marbury averaged a double-double. When? Because he has never been in the MVP conversation. He has never led the league in any position at all. He had handles. And a bad temper. Oh, how dare you?
Okay, so here we go.
And he was traded for Ray Allen. Thank you, Milwaukee.
So when he was in, okay, so here we go. He was drafted 08, 09.
Traded for Ray Allen.
Rookie year, horrible. And he gradually got better.
Did he average a double-double?
He did not average a double L.
We know.
He averaged 21 and 8, 19 and 9, 20 and 8, 22 and 8, 20 and 8,
That's not a
23 and
double-double.
7.
Still
You're
not
right. It's not a
double-double.
double. You're right. It's right. It's not a double double. You're
Not
right.
a double-double.
I'm sorry.
But you calling him a bust?
I'm not calling him a bust. I said close.
And you talk about me being a GM because I'm tight with money?
I
Woo!
got one more. Anton Walker. And then I'm done.
I don't think Walker was a bust. He's a champion. He made Boston.
Stop saying
He
he a
made Boston.
champion, man.
He
Stop
made,
saying that.
He made Boston
Hey,
relevant.
he's at the end of the bench. Champion.
He made Boston relevant.
And the only reason I brought this class up is because you know who was else in that class, right?
Who?
The Mamba.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Close. Hey, low key, real close. Kobe was real close.
He was 13 in that draft.
But
Kobe was real close
Hold
to
on.
what?
He was top. He was number what?
13 of that draft.
Thank you.
And
That's cool.
he became a superstar like Giannis.
Hey, number 13. I said top 5.
And guess who else was right behind him, though, in that draft class?
What?
Pedro Stojakovic,
Not a bust.
Steve Nash,
Not a bust.
That's not a bust.
Jermaine O'Neal.
Not a bust.
Close. Jermaine O'Neal, bust. But he's not top 5. I'm talking about top 5.
Tone, if you're listening,
Top
change
5.
the episode title to Bust or Not.
Anyways, let's move on.
Jesus.
So we got
Sorry.
3 teams that are currently
Wait, I'm sorry. Before you go on,
okay,
because you're saying bust or not, we have an injury to report. Porzingis is out for a week or two due to a calf injury.
and it's funny because it depends on what you're talking about. Now if you say Porzingis, injury prone,
He is injury prone.
because he's a bust. But I'll leave it alone. Anyways, Minnesota Timberwolves are 11-3. OKC Thunder are 11-4. Orlando Magic are 11-5. Do you see any of these 3 teams making the playoffs or play in?
Too soon to tell. Too soon to tell. Because Minnesota, you can take a nap all you want. We know, we've seen teams that started one ended not in the playoffs at all.
We've also seen teams go 8. I'm asking y'all because what I want to try to see is an eyeball test of these teams. And what do you think?
But my only thing is, I just want you to remember how last season went.
Yes, the Lakers. Jesus,
I'm not talking.
Christ.
I'm not even going to talk about the
Oh,
Lakers.
okay, all right. I'm all ears now.
The Utah Jazz, right?
Good example.
They were on fire to start the season. That first 25 games, like I said,
It was
players
funny.
play good.
They do.
But when you get to games 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, that's when you feel it.
That's true.
That's when things get real.
But I think did they or did they not have like
That's
a lot
when
of
you
injuries?
know who is built for the NBA.
Did they have a lot of injuries though?
Who?
Utah.
No.
No.
They didn't?
No. They bust their team up shortly after, though. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna agree with Kesey 150%. I still think it's too soon, but out of all those teams, Minnesota has the best.
I just feel like it's a cop out if you say this in game 50. Oh, they built for this. It's a cop out. It's 50 games in. By then it's either put up or shut up.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
We looking at trades.
Minnesota has the roster. They should have the roster to compete. They won't, but they have the roster to go the long haul. They should. Anthony Edwards is probably the most improved player. Not that that's saying anything because he's killing. They have their new version of the Twin Towers. I'm not a Gobert fan. I don't think it'll last. But Minnesota, out of all these teams, to me, has the best chance. And I wouldn't mind seeing it.
I can see OKC and Minnesota making the playoffs. But I don't see Orlando. I think they're still young. They have some good pieces. They have some young pieces, but I don't see them making like the play-in. I don't see them making no noise in the East.
Yeah,
I think they're just young and athletic and stuff like that.
Who? Orlando?
Yeah, but as far as OKC and Minnesota, I think they have the right.
So they're third in the East right now.
Mm-hmm.
They've beaten the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
They've beaten the Bucks.
Who are you talking about?
the
Magic.
Okay.
They're in play-in.
They've beaten quite a few teams.
I'm sorry, they're an in-season tournament.
So to say they are only, what you say, they only making a little bit of noise right now is a little harsh, ain't it?
They're number 3 in the East, 11.
I just said I don't see them going to like the play-in tournament.
They're on a six-game winning streak.
Yeah, but like I said before, they're young, athletic. They have a good team over there. I think they're still missing some pieces as far as like
Really?
they got Joe Ingles as the little veteran.
The grandpa.
Yeah. So like I feel like I'm not sitting here saying like, you know, they're the team to beat. I'm just saying that they got a nice like little squad.
In fact, the Orlando Magics are tied with the Phoenix Suns for the longest winning streak right now. 6-game winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the hot Pacers.
The Pacers are selectively hot.
They beat Denver.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
Denver's going through some struggles. I think folks are starting to see.
They beat Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I think folks are starting to see that
like
Murray.
like you said,
And they just beat Boston the other night after they just put the claps on the Bucks.
I think people are starting to see how Murray is critical to the success of the Denver Nuggets.
I think we all knew that.
I didn't.
I did.
Because
That's why they haven't been. The 1 year they have a healthy Murray, they win a championship. That is not a coincidence. Now, does Murray get all the just due he's supposed to get? No. I think he gets a bonus this year if he makes the All-Star game. Probably won't happen.
he won't because he won't. He's injured. He's
No,
not
I'm
even
saying-
eligible. He's not even
It's an
eligible.
All-Star game.
Okay, but he won't even be eligible for first. And
Or
second
I'm sorry,
teams.
all NBA team. I see what you're saying.
He's not eligible, and you have to play
65
65 games.
He's
He's
still
been
eligible.
out. He's been out.
He's still eligible.
He's been out.
We only in like game 10 though.
They're in like game 17.
Yeah. Next week we'll be doing predictions.
Yeah.
Mr. 20 and 25 games.
Yeah. But no, I gotta start paying attention to Orlando now, since y'all mentioned that. I see the record. But I gotta start paying attention to them. I don't think it'll last because the East is deep. A lot of killers in the Eastern Conference. So we'll see. Time will tell.
Time will tell. And then before we get up out of here, we went to the Bucks game on Friday. We watched the Milwaukee Bucks barely get past the Washington Wizards. And an interesting conversation came up, as it always does. Is Jordan Poole the best player on the Washington Wizards? Kesey says no. Kesey, would you like to give the people your reasoning?
Kuzma's the best player on that roster. I'm taking Kuzma over Poole all day.
Now, here's my thing about that. I understand where you're coming from. I do.
You do?
I do. Because Kuzma is probably the best all-around player on that team. But from what I've seen, it's Jordan Poole's team. This is Jordan Poole's team.
What did you see?
I seen him getting a lot of minutes.
Okay, so let me ask you.
him playing.
So before you go any further,
Here we go. Because I know what you're going to say, but go ahead.
at the end of the game,
He always.
I know what you're going to say. Oh, go ahead.
who was on the bench and who was in the game?
One
Who got the shot and who didn't?
one of just because he's a clown, and that's probably why he went in there for the last 2 minutes. He's a clown. Let's just call it what it is. Jordan Poole's a clown, and if I had the soundbite, I would. KG want him out the league, and my thing is, I'm not mad at him. I'm not saying he should be out the league. I'm just saying like Jordan Poole needs a reality check, and if the reality check is him getting sit down to the G League, that's the reality check he needs. But he needs a reality check to say, hey, you can't do what these guys do unless you produce us wins. I don't care you averaging 20 points a game. I don't care.
I'm looking for it. Keep talking.
I don't care if you're averaging 20 points a game. I don't care if you're averaging 25 a game. My point is if you can't produce with W's and get us wins, you're useless.
And to Zeke's point, here's what KG had to say.
Bringing champion environment in here. Right. You learned this in Golden State, nigga? This what you ain't learned this. Bro, that's what I'm saying. You ain't learned niggas this. Over there professionals, bro. They got your ass out there because you go ahead and fall in line, bro. That's what I'm saying. Niggas like this don't belong in our league, bro. He does not belong in the league he's the head of a team, P. Nah, I don't want my son under no nigga like that. You see how he talking to teammates? Shut up, my nigga. This my team. I got it. Nigga join up the joint, looking out through the towel, snot. Like, bro, you can say whatever you want about me, bro. I ain't never disrespected the game. I ain't never disrespected the position of being a leader. So, they ain't got no bringing champion environment in here.
So, you know what I'm saying?
We apologize for the language.
My thing is, like KG said, I ain't gonna say he shouldn't be long in the league. I just think he needs a reality check. He got money now. He got a championship. He act like can't nobody tell him nothing.
He got Instagram models.
I did see them. Leave that alone. But anyway, the point is, my thing about it is, he just needs a reality check. Dog. He just need a reality check.
I'm gonna say it like this: Jordan Poole.
But I think he's the best player on Washington Wizards. I'm sorry.
Easily, twice on Sunday.
No, he's not. Kuzma is, and gameplay shows who's the better. And like KG said, you come from a championship pedigree, and you come bring this.
In which Golden State said he was a critical piece of. You
come bring this backyard alley basketball to Washington. Come on, Poole. He can be better than Kuz. But right now, currently in my books, he's not better than Kuz.
How many books you got? No, I'm just kidding. Let me ask you this. Do you think Poole is doing this on purpose in the effort to get traded? Because he's also, rumors are swirling that he is on the trade block.
But who wants that attitude?
That's the thing. I don't know.
Nobody wants that attitude, so he can't be doing it on purpose.
You better be very careful. He
could be one of those players that could be on the ban list like OJ Mayo did.
John Wall.
Rashad McCants.
Gilbert Arenas.
Because everybody don't realize how good Rashad McCants was because his attitude sucks so bad.
What's that other dude? Deion Waiters.
So going to Kesey point, Kuzma does average like 23 a game. Poole average 18.
So let me say this.
And they averaged about minutes though. They average around the same amount.
Let me say this.
Okay.
Jordan Poole is the better shooter.
Can't say that because he tricking his. I was finna say a word, but I ain't gonna say it on here.
Kuzma has a better basketball IQ. I'll give you that. And Kuzma has a better team effort, and he makes people.
They in the same age group though, ain't they?
They same age.
Not by much. Not by much.
But my thing is though, you can tell Kuz picked up some stuff from being under LeBron. Poole was in a championship pedigree environment, and it looked like he picked up Jack Diddley shit.
Played with the
played
with the greatest.
You played with one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. Two of the greatest players. Two of the greatest NBA shooters in NBA history, probably.
Who?
In Klay Thompson, if you really want to be technical.
Shut up.
And you come to Washington with that bull crap, you doing Steph lookaways, you disrespecting the game,
disrespecting coaches,
you disrespecting the legacies that you played under. It's almost like Steph and them didn't even put no game in your ear.
Well, remember, Kesey, after he got traded, it came out that nobody really liked him.
They got an attitude problem.
But we see why now.
Yeah. It was unfortunate. I don't want this for Jordan Poole because he is a hometown kid. when his shot is on, is on. Klay Thompson gave him credit, saying he was a critical piece of that championship team. I haven't heard Kuzma's name in trade talks, but I have heard Jordan Poole's. So
But
I
you know
think
what the crazy part is about that, though? I was co-signing for Poole all this time, saying that they needed to get rid of Klay for him. Remember that?
I do.
I said if anybody gonna leave, it's gonna be Klay.
Mm-hmm. I remember you saying that because the thing about
Poole
it was
made me look like a fool, man.
Poole was the future. Like Poole's the future.
And that's what I picked up. He was gonna be the future. All he had to do was follow suit with Steph.
That's it.
That's all he had to do.
Mm-hmm.
You got the game right there in front of you. You got all the game knowledge right there in front of you to be successful. Because Steph didn't come in with high expectations.
He didn't.
He was in the same boat as you when you came in the league.
Low draft pick.
You know what I'm saying? Low draft pick.
And
Nobody
he was
had no
in the
real big expectations out of you, but you both were good ball players.
And he was in the G League for a minute. He's balling there.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Injuries help you get your career started.
Mm-hmm.
And then here you go. You're going to almost get yourself blackballed from the NBA if you keep on the path that he's on.
That's unfortunate, man.
Do you think
That's unfortunate
Do
because
you think it's that serious?
well, his reputation right now, granted, it's a lot of talk. There's no KG, who, in my opinion, was not a great person, but a great baller. You got KG saying that, because usually KG is with the Smiths, as y'all would say. Oh, I'm with the Smiths, right? You got KG saying that you're bad for the NBA. That says a lot, bro. That says a lot.
I don't like the way you put that together, but I get where you're coming from.
Why you don't like the way I put it together?
You said like KG of all people said it.
Because
I
everybody know KG has had a horrible attitude too. But he never disrespected the game.
He never disrespected the game. He never disrespected his teammates. Was he hyped? Yes.
Yes. Did he talk? Yes.
But he was like, it never got to the point where he was like, damn, KG.
Where it affected his play.
That too. If a coach pulled, hey, KG, I need you to do this. Be like, all right, cool, I got you. So that's why I'm like, that's why I was like, I didn't like the way you.
And that's why I think KG's so offended, because KG feel like I'm in that category where I talk shit all game.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I ain't gonna disrespect the game or the legends I play with.
Exactly. And poor play didn't get him kicked out of Golden State. His mouth, his attitude did. And when you have a player like that where their attitude got them kicked out, where got them in the league still, but he's still making $100,000 over 100 million. Hey, you making 100 million?
You got a pretty fat contract.
So guys like that, I don't say don't deserve him to be in the league. I just feel like this is kind of harsh. I just think he need a reality check. I don't know what that reality check should be. I don't think he need a reality check. I didn't have anything for Bucks talk, but if you guys would like to bring something up, this is the time.
Are we concerned that the Bucks are barely beating teams that they should be killing?
Whether you win by 1 or you win by 20, a win is a
Lucky
I'm
win.
not doing that.
a win.
How long are you gonna say that?
For a team that's trying to figure things out and you still winning and pulling it off, I'm with it.
How long is it gonna
You were
last?
down 21 by the Boston Celtics, smashing you all game. You get the game tied up and you only lose by 3. I can live with that because I know the heart and the intensity to get better is there.
How many games?
If they were getting smacked and they were losing, hey, Griffin, it's time to pull you into the office and have a talk.
So what you're saying is you have hope for the future just based off because they're not getting smacked.
Yeah, they're not getting smacked. It's a new environment with a new superstar. You gotta give them some credit, man.
How many? How many games are you saying? Cool. All right, we're still working things out. How many games?
What do you mean? They only lost 5 games out of
No,
12.
I'm asking you how many games in total.
Actually, 13-5, ain't they?
After tonight's win, that'll be 13-5.
How many games in total are you giving them to figure it out?
I mean, how many games are they giving the Clippers? Because they're 7-8 right now.
They giving who?
The Clippers.
Oh, they've been through the title.
They barbecue chicken. They ain't got nothing coming. They can't beat the Lakers. They ain't got nothing coming. That's what I'm asking. I'm this is a serious question. This is not no joke. I'm asking you, how many games are you giving them to figure it out.
Because they already played 17. So next week is your
20.
is your 20,
25 games.
By game 30, the Bucks should be. By game 30, the Bucks should be on the same majority on the same page.
Okay, game 30. Are you saying top 5 in the Eastern Conference?
I mean,
They
the
are
Bucks
number
are
two
still
right now.
They're
I'm
three.
saying
They're
top 5 in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, they'll stay there.
They'll stay in the top 5.
Okay, are you? So I'm trying to see. I'm trying to get this measure in here because you're saying 30 games like we're a winning record because they can be
30 games. They'll still be in 1-2.
okay. Because they can be 15 and 15.
30 games. They'll see in the top 3 still, guaranteed.
Okay, so you saying 30 games, top 3. You're like, okay, I can deal with this.
Finish the season top 3.
Well, they kind of don't mean that, but we'll see what you're coming from. All right, Dre.
But
you feeling the same way?
I'm already somewhat concerned, but it's not a concern where we need to bust this thing up. I never thought Adrian Griffin was the guy. I still don't, because it takes a special kind of coach to coach superstars. I think losing Terry Stotts was critical to our team because he had that leadership of head coaches. Bucks don't have any head coaches on the bench helping coach these superstars.
hold on, let me stop you right now. Tell me one accolade that Terry Stotts got that makes him credible as a head coach. Because remember, he was coaching in Portland,
and they went to the
getting their ass whipped every year.
And they went to the playoffs every year,
they got their ass whipped every year.
But they went to the playoffs every year, but 2.
Because Dame natural talent. It wasn't because of his coaching.
I'm not going to respond. So when they lose, it's not the coaches, but when they win, it's coaching.
If you got a superstar like Dame in his prime, and he can get you to the playoffs, your coaches should get you to the 3rd and 4th, get you to the conference finals, right?
They made the conference finals like once.
They did not.
They did make the conference finals.
No, because they couldn't get past Steph.
No, I'm telling you, they got the conference finals one time.
So was Mike Brown a good coach when he coached LeBron?
No. LeBron got them over the hump.
I told you I didn't think Mike Brown was a good coach until he
Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Okay,
he's a good coach.
Is Phil Jackson a good coach?
Of course. Not.
Jordan got him over the hump. Kobe got him over the hump. Shaq got him over the hump.
Is Bud a good coach? A former 2-time coach of the year?
Bud's a good coach.
Giannis got him over the hump. Because he didn't make adjustments. That's why they were losing every year. Before they got that championship.
I don't have the energy.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That part is what I'm talking about. You can tell the coaches who are coaches when it comes playoff time. Because they get you wins when ain't nobody even producing that well.
Eric Spoelstra?
Look what Miami did.
Good coach or not?
Good coach.
Even though he had LeBron and Dwayne Wade.
Steve Kerr?
They was in the NBA Finals last year.
Steve Kerr?
With just
great coach.
Great coach.
They
was in the NBA Finals with just Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo and a one-legged Kyle Lowry.
At the 8th seed.
And don't forget the immigrants.
So don't tell me it ain't no coaching.
Don't forget the immigrants.
Which ones? Which ones?
I am not laughing at that because I support immigration. So I'm gonna say this.
I support it too.
So you see where I'm going when I say what coaching does different?
Steve Kerr?
So
Steph got him over the hump.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna say like
you
this.
say what?
I said what I said.
Fall off this seat.
I said what I said.
Oh my God!
You said what?
I'm gonna say it like this.
The luckiest son of a.
Did you forget that
in
they
the
were
NBA?
winning games when they had what you call it as a interim
They
coach?
had Mark, but as you said, coaches are supposed to get you over those first and second rounds. Steve Kerr got them over that multiple times. Mark couldn't get them past that first or second. So I'm gonna say this about
he
the
only
Bucks.
had 1 year to do it.
I'm gonna say this about he had 2. It all started when he's. Let me stop.
Mark was too much of a.
The NBA blackballed him because
he
I'm gonna say
real.
like I'm gonna keep it a buck. NBA, I believe, blackballed him because he wasn't a house Negro.
Yeah.
Y'all know what a house Negro is?
Yep.
Sit down, sir. Don't you talk about that. Be quiet. He spoke up against things that was against his spiritual belief, and he's been blackballed ever since. But there's a part 2 that I share with y'all off the hot mic because of some inside information of why he's been blackballed too. He needs to go.
We get it. Well,
He needs to go ahead and he needs to make things right with Jerry West. I'm gonna leave it at that.
I don't think you should.
Anyway, the Milwaukee Bucks I'm going to give them a little more time for chemistry, but adding Dame to me, I feel like we should be blowing people out, and we're not. Barely winning doesn't work for me. We just barely beat a 4-11 team, and they was beating us by 30.
But Dame is having the worst start to an NBA career. Worst start to an NBA season he's had since he's been in the league, and we're still in the top 2.
And Middleton.
So just imagine when Dame really start catching fire and he really start catching his rhythm in game. About game 30 is when
that might be next year.
About 30, 35 is when you'll see Dame catch his rhythm.
That might be next year.
And I think the other part.
That might be next year. I just want to put that out there. It might be next year. And we all agree at this table. It's championship or bust.
Well,
what you mean next year? I said by game 30, 35, he'll have his rhythm.
Okay.
Dame's just trying to find his rhythm, dog. I'm telling you, basketball is a rhythm game.
It is.
And until you find your rhythm, you're going to have struggles.
Well,
it took Giannis a minute to find his rhythm.
And I'm going to say this. And I'm going to say this, too. I think we're also seeing and appreciating what Chris Middleton brings to this ball club. Because all the games that we've been getting blown out, Middleton has not had either minutes or he has not contributing the way that we like him to.
Well, I feel like
and he looks hobbled. We saw him on Friday, and his minutes look forced to me.
He's on the trade block. I heard
his minutes look forced to me.
I heard it's him and I heard the Bucks are auctioning it off him and Beauchamp for a trade.
I don't like that.
Beauchamp.
My thing is this:
Beauchamp is what's going to help us get rid of Middleton.
But I don't think he's good at
to get who you really want in a trade.
Hey, I like to fight in Beauchamp though. You see, we told Jordan Poole like, man, back up, man. You a guest here.
My thing is, the Bucks don't have an identity. We have identity crisis, and you don't get that identity if you don't have it starting off. I think this is lack of coach experience. If you don't have it starting off, you can get it later on in the season. But I just feel like it's the longer it stays like this, the more it's iffy. And iffy teams don't make it to the NBA championship. Iffy teams don't do that. Iffy teams get bounced on the first round. Last year I didn't see it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I didn't see it last year. You seen it. I think Drake seen it. You was tap dancing.
I wasn't tap dancing.
My only thing is
Kesey called it.
Last year
I didn't see it.
I seen something wrong with the Bucks. This year
I didn't tap dance. I said we didn't look like a championship team. And y'all rolled me crazy.
You were saying
who rolled you crazy? Don't say y'all then.
First of all, don't just put it on me.
Because I called it out at the beginning of the season.
You called it out after your 2025 games.
Yeah.
Drake called it out because we kept getting blew out by these good teams that we supposed to be beating or at least competing with.
Yeah.
I never called it. I had faith all year. This year,
That's because we're fans.
This year, my eyes are open wide and I don't like what I see.
And I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna say it at this table.
And this is when you're gonna be wrong.
Hold up. I'm gonna say it at this table. Right now, at this point in the season, the Milwaukee Bucks are not the favorite to win the championship.
They're not.
They're not the favorite to come out the East.
Right now, and I'll tell you this now.
Mm-hmm.
On November 26th.
November 26th at 6:15, the Bucks will be in the NBA Finals.
Hold up. Say it again.
The Bucks will be in the NBA Finals. I said it on 11/26/2023 at 6:15 p.m.
I would need to be a part of that video.
Now, while I would love to agree with my brother on November 26th, I don't see as of today in the team I'm watching now, I do not see an NBA Finals pathway.
It's not even recorded.
Is it not?
You put your thumb on
Dang.
it.
Well, we have it on tape.
I have it on tape. It doesn't matter.
But like I said,
as of right now,
tap dancing around it.
Like
I'm not tap dancing.
But like I said,
tap dance.
The Bucks.
Shut up.
I get a different vibe from the Bucks this year than I did last year.
What vibe are you getting?
And the vibe as I'm getting is players are eager to get better. And you can see it in their play, in their body language. Body language tells you a lot about a team. The Bucks' whole body language during this time last year was even off.
To me, their body language is saying,
No, it ain't saying that.
We don't know.
Because they still working.
And
they working hard.
It's
just
looking at coach like he like.
Well, it feel like we missing
passive.
One thing in our rotation is off. I don't know who got to switch something.
Jay Crowder going
but
to
it's
for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
But it's one piece in our roster outside of Jay Crowder that's not right. And we all know what that is and who that is.
Who?
Who?
Chris Middleton.
But this is the thing about Chris Middleton.
I'm telling you now,
That what?
by trade deadline, Chris
won't be
Middleton will not be a Milwaukee Buck.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it. I don't think they're gonna fully bust the roster like that.
You're not going to bust the roster because you're not.
Well,
You just go for somebody younger that can shoot just as well as Chris because Chris can't defend.
So here's the thing.
So him defending days is over because I'm looking at it when we at the games. They going right past Chris. Like,
them knees.
Them
Them
knees.
knees.
so Chris got to go
So
here's
why
my
would
thing.
anyone want the knees though?
That's
because
my
he's
point.
still an elite scorer.
How you going? You can't.
He's
sell
still
that
an
to-
elite scorer.
You can't sell that to nobody.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
If you throw Beauchamp in there, that's
I think you can. I think Beauchamp's the piece.
The only person.
you see what I'm now. You see
The
why
only
I
person-
said what I said when I seen that rumor. It makes total sense.
The only person that we can
But the
get
question
to
is-
replace Middleton, we're not gonna get
I don't know who that replacement is though.
DeMar DeRozan,
Buddy.
Buddy Hill.
From Indiana. They're not gonna.
Y'all
trade
want
him.
him?
I do.
So I'm gonna say it like this.
Buddy Hill don't guard like that enough for me either.
He
I-
don't
I'm
guard like
keeping
that, but he a
Middleton.
bucket.
I'm keeping.
and he only
Middleton.
6'4".
I'm keeping Middleton.
6'6".
Because the Bucks are
6'4".
small now. With loss of Holiday, Bucks are small. Did you see our lineups? We are small. Pat Connaughton, we need to do something with him. Okay. Shout out to Three Leaf Company and everything you do in real estate. But the gameplay, no. Okay. I'm gonna say this about the Bucks. I don't see championship now. It's early. Kesey likes to give 25. I like to give All-Star break.
All-Star break for what?
Predictions. I'm gonna still do it next week.
Time out.
No, ain't no time out. I've been quiet long enough over
All-Star
here.
break.
Because the first 40 have been played. The season doesn't really start until after the All-Star break. Let's keep it a buck.
For the playoffs, if you can't tell your team what they look like by All-Star break, you can't tell by then. you obviously it's on a downward spiral.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I have high hopes for the Bucks. I'm not liking what I'm seeing just yet, but I have hope.
I don't like what I see, and like we'll like I said before, we'll put some predictions next week. This is past Kesey. This Kesey episode. Also, I'm probably gonna name it the title.
So
Kesey episode.
they got
25 games.
So they got 6 possible trades for Chris Middleton out there.
What are they?
One is Ben Simmons.
No.
Why not?
Seriously?
Ben Simmons.
Someone predicted that? No.
No.
Oh God, no.
Hell no. Hell no.
Number 5 is Gordon Hayward.
Nope.
No, he's washed.
Bust. There you go.
Not top 5.
Bust. Oh.
What draft was he?
He's like teens.
Was
I
he?
don't know about
He's
that.
teens. He's teens.
And bringing a former Milwaukee Buck back to Milwaukee,
Malcolm Brogdon.
Nope.
Who?
Tobias Harris.
Nope.
No, hell no. Tobias Harris was playing for Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got traded as a part. I forgot what deal he got traded on, but
He was with Orlando.
he played for us. We drafted him.
Also,
Gordon Hayward was the 9th pick by Utah, by the way.
Not top 5. Yeah.
number 3 is Andrew Wiggins.
I'll take that.
it.
Washington is really, Washington. Golden State is really interested in Beauchamp right now.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What are your sources?
Don't worry about that. I got mine.
I ain't gonna lie. Beauchamp
Beauchamp can
might be the
flourish.
player of the
He can
future.
flourish in the right system.
He's
They-
flourishing here.
Also, they are
Not as much as he
they
can.
are also considering a deal with Portland again,
For who?
bringing in Jeremy Grant.
No.
No. I'll take Wiggins though.
And the number 1, probably who the Bucks are going to trade for, is DeMar DeRozan.
I've heard that.
They just waiting on
I've heard
Chicago. They really waiting on Chicago to pull that trigger on that
I
deal.
like that.
But here's the thing: DeMar DeRozan's a rental though. His
He'll
contract's up.
He'll stay. He'll stay.
No,
He's stuck. He'll stay.
no.
But at the end of
The
the day,
Lakers don't want him.
but at the
The
end of
Lakers don't want him. They had opportunity to get him, and they didn't want him.
but think
Nobody wanted him.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody wanted him.
Come on here, get your mind right, get a championship. I'll take that.
so you'll trade Chris Middleton for DeMar DeRozan,
No problem. With the blink of an eye.
even if you got to give up Beauchamp.
No.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Because you can always make Beauchamp another offer a few years down the line.
And
Because he's still on his rookie deal. He got 2 years left on
here's
it.
the thing. Here's the thing. Who said we was gonna offer Beauchamp an extension? Not no big one.
Oh, we'll offer him an
Not
extension.
a big one.
We'll offer him an extension.
How much?
Whatever he's eligible. He won't get the max for his class.
I know he won't get the max, but how much are you talking about? How much are we giving Beauchamp?
They'll give Beauchamp 15 to 20 million a year.
What?
Or
Let me tell you something. Beauchamp reminds
10
me.
10 million, 3 years.
Beauchamp reminds me of how Giannis started.
No,
Let me finish. When Giannis started, he was not that great.
he wasn't.
He was not that great. Beauchamp in his second year is better than what Giannis was in his second year.
I give you that.
Beauchamp, Dame has already said it. In one-on-ones, Beauchamp has beat them all.
Yeah, I tell people you're a nice guy too. But
He's
I
beat
know
them
it ain't
all.
true.
My bad. He's beat them all. I'm not saying Beauchamp is better than anybody right now, but you can't be like the Los Angeles Lakers and give up all your talent early. If Beauchamp is here and he wants to stay, pay that man and let him flourish until he's in the
Not
starting
no
lineup.
100 million.
I didn't say 100 million. I said
say-
15 to 20 a year.
I say
How many years?
Give him a 4-year deal.
I say 3 years, 60.
I'll take it.
That's what the Bucks probably would offer him right now. But let him go flourish in the lineup where he'll get more minutes, like Chicago for a year. And then when his contract is up, put an offer out there. Because either Chicago got to match your offer,
Mhm.
or either Beauchamp take your offer.
This I know.
But I would have this discussion with Beauchamp. I'm gonna give you a chance to go to Chicago. We're gonna trade you with Middleton to Chicago. You're gonna get a lot of minutes. You're gonna be able to see if you can flourish or not in a higher role.
Mhm.
If you do, we're gonna make an offer that nobody else can resist. Nobody else can pay, and
I
bring
don't-
you back here on next to Giannis.
I don't see that. I see
That's
that.
how I would look at it as a GM. If I'm Milwaukee, that's how I'm looking at it.
And sports writers are calling Marjan Beauchamp the most attractive trade piece out there right now.
I can see that. I just don't see what y'all saying as far as him being.
He gonna get paid. He gonna get a bag.
Number one,
Watch.
he's not getting paid. Number two, I also don't. Well, him getting traded, no problem, because we need somebody who can shoot like Middleton, and that would be DeMar DeRozan. This has been another episode of the 94 Feet Podcast. You can catch us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, eventually TikTok. You can also catch us on all streaming platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Spreaker, and SoundCloud. Shout out to my brother Dre.
It's always great to be in the house with the basketball family.
Shout out to my brother Kesey.
It's been another good one, good people.
Agree with us?
Probably not.
This is the 94 Feet Podcast. Peace.